Hello there, and thank you so much for your time. My name is Lillian Muli Kanene. A group of civil society activists today held protests outside the Communications Authority of Kenya headquarters, demanding President Kenyatta's intervention in the ongoing digital migration standoff. The activists have accused the authority of high-handedness in switching off the analog signal, which crippled the transmission by major TV stations in the country, a move they say smacks of corruption.
In an indication of how increasingly frustrated viewers have become, public protests were held for the first time since the digital migration standoff, with activists pointing an accusing finger at the Communications Authority of Kenya.
We can see and we can read.
And to drive their point home, they carried television sets and dumped them at the Communications Authority headquarters in Nairobi, saying the TVs were of little use after the leading TV stations, that is Citizen TV, KTN, NTV and QTV, went off air.
There's no democracy. We cannot get democracy in this country. Na ndio tunasema tumekuja na Himba TV. Himba TV tutawachia waone.
But they also presented chicken to the Communications Authority of Kenya. Chicken increasingly being seen as the symbol of bribes or corruption, as they claimed the deal to give the Pan-African Network Group through StarTimes as well as Signet majority distribution licenses was not fair.
Kufunga radio, kufunga TV ni vita baina ya matajiri na maskini. Matajiri wana uwezo wa kuona TV kwa sababu wanaweza kulipa mambo yote. Lakini maskini wamekaliwa chini. Ili ndio watukandamize, watunyonye na wataweza kutusuppress with all the resources. Tukae kwa giza. Ili hali watoto wao wanaona TV, watoto wa maskini hawaoni TV. We are not preparing a president for poor class now.
The activists are demanding President Kenyatta's intervention to end what they say is the denial of their constitutional right to information. All the while, police were keeping vigil. The protesters left with no word from the Communications Authority. The 4 TV stations, Citizen TV owned by Royal Media Services, NTV and QTV of Nation Media Group, and KTN of the Standard Group have been off air for close to 2 weeks now. Hussein Mohammed, Citizen Weekend.
And the Africa Digital Network Limited has dispelled allegations that it is not properly registered and that it is not owned by 3 leading media houses. The company has released a letter from the Registrar of Companies confirming that it is formally registered and that it is jointly owned by Royal Media Services, Standard Group and the Nation Media Group. ADN Limited was registered on the 6th of August 2014 as confirmed in Form CR12 of the Companies Act. The letter indicates Sam Cholet, chairman of the Standard Group, and his counterpart of the Royal Media Services, Dr. S.K. Masharia, are listed as the directors of ADNL, but not individually own shares. The consortium's offices are at the Nation Center off Kimathi Street. And Parliament is now conceding that persistent allegations of bribery among chairpersons and members of various House committees is tainting the image of the National Assembly and casting doubt on its credibility to play the oversight role. House Speaker Justin Muturi wants the committees to carry out their work more transparently and submit reports in time to limit opportunities for influence peddling and rent seeking. Francis Kashiri tells us more from Mombasa.
Jolted by a litany of bribery allegations to influence findings of various House committees, the Parliamentary Leadership Forum has retreated to the Serena Hotel in Mombasa for soul searching. National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi and other leaders of the august House acknowledging the waning credibility of the House over corruption claims and revelations that some House committee reports had been doctored to suit certain interests.
You are aware that committees have continued to face various difficulties, ranging from delayed reports, internal wrangling, and allegations of impropriety. Such allegations arise more from legislators than from the public, particularly in this 11th Parliament.
The Mombasa retreat came barely 24 hours after Ababu Namwamba survived by the skin of his teeth an attempt to oust him as the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee (PAC) over claims of pocketing millions of shillings to influence the outcome of various probes being undertaken by the House Watchdog Committee.
It is our responsibility to protect the images of offices that we hold. Legislatures must protect their collective image and jealously guard themselves from ridicule by the executive, courts, and the media.
The Secretary General of a political party, the Chairman of Public Accounts Committee, is engulfed in serious integrity issue. 13 members of his committee have voted against him in terms of vote of no confidence. But I'm sure Parliament will discuss that because that is a serious matter not only for the committee but for the leadership of Parliament, and it's going to be a subject of discussion next week.
President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto have asked affiliate parties under the Jubilee banner to fold and join their 2017 political vehicle, the Jubilee Alliance Party of Kenya. Kenyatta and Ruto, who began a two-day official visit in Meru County today, say it is a time all parties unite under one political party.
Meru County would today play host to President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto. A visit to a tough, largely dominated by Meru Senator Kiraitu Murungi's APK party, but a call to this party nonetheless to fold and close shop and join the newly formed Jubilee Alliance Party of Kenya was made here. Kenyatta and Ruto led the rallying call to other affiliate parties under the Jubilee banner as well.
Najua tukiingia uchaguzi tuliingia tukiwa na vyama vingi, na hiyo ni haki pia, ni demokrasia. Lakini wenzangu, sisi zote ni nyumba moja. Ikiwa sasa tutaanza kupigana ndani yetu, sijui mimi nilichaguliwa na BAS, mimi nilichaguliwa na TNA, mimi nilichaguliwa na URP, mimi nilichaguliwa na chama ya mbuzi, mimi nilichaguliwa na chama ya nini? Unafikiria wananchi watakula chama? Si watakula umoja wetu? Mimi nawauliza, jameni, tuheshimiane, turudiane pamoja, tuwe kitu kimoja, na mimi sina shaka tukifanya hivyo tutaweza kubadilisha sura ya nchi yetu.
Sisi tunataka tuungane, tuwe pamoja. Watu wa Meru mnasema tuungane? Mnasema tuungane? Mnajua siku ingine nilisimama hapa. Siku hiyo Mheshimiwa Kiraitu Murungi alikuwa na shida kubwa kwa sababu alikuwa na bus na haikukuwa na driver. Ni namna hiyo. Nikakuja hapa nikapendekeza ya kwamba hii gari mimi naweza kuendesha. Akanikataza. Lakini sasa driver amekuja mwenyewe. Ndio huyu yuko hapa. Ama mnasema namna gani? Rais anatuambia ili tuweze kutembea pamoja, tuunganishe TNA na URB na BAS iwe Jubilee na tuwe huko pamoja.
And while the battle for supremacy for the entire Meru region rages on, the president would appeal to leaders in the region to put their differences aside and instead find common ground to work together.
Sisi hatuwezi kukaa kando, tuko ndani. Na wewe ndio kiongozi wetu. Bali utasema twende ukiwa kiongozi, we have to follow. Alinda leads, the others follow.
Mimi kama seneta wa Tharaka Nithi tunafanya kazi pamoja na kama marafiki na seneta wa kaunti ya Meru, Senator Kiraitu Murungi.
There has been discord over leadership in the region, largely emanating from Meru and Tharaka counties. Tharaka Senator Kithure Kindiki was only recently installed as an elder of the Njuri Ncheke and given the blessing to seek the deputy presidency of the country, a move that did not sit well with Meru County leaders Senator Kiraitu Murungi and Governor Peter Munya. But the president's visit, which runs for 2 days, is said to be keen on calming this storm, the resolve of which will only be left to the hands of time.
Tuache hii mambo ya kuzunguka huko, unasikia mtu anaenda sijui kuongea. Maudumacho, wacha hiyo maneno. Watu wafanye pamoja. Shida ya mwananchi ni vile mimi na wewe tutafanya kazi pamoja governor, ndio tuweze kuinua hali yake ya maisha.
Tukiuliza si kumaanisha hatuungi serikali yako mkono. Tuko kwa Jubilee na tunakaa mashinani. Mara nyingine tunaona mengine ambao huwezi kuona ukiwa mbali. Alafu tunasema. Lakini tuko nyuma yako kabisa na tunaunga serikali hii mkono na tutaendelea kuiunga mkono mpaka wakati huo mwingine wa kura.
Mbona ututuisha zile vitu tunakuomba, ukitupatia kazi tutafanya. Kwa hivyo watu wetu tushikilie serikali yetu, tuwe pamoja, ndio rais na yeye akiwa kule Nairobi anajua tunamchunga na yeye hawezi kutuchunga.
Part of the president's agenda was to preside over the upgrading to bitumen standards of the Meru-Mitungu-Siakariga road, as well as launch the construction works of the Meru Eastern Bypass.
A teacher is on the run after he allegedly caned a pupil at Sambu Primary School in Webuye, Bungoma County to death. Concepta Muhonja, a standard 4 pupil, succumbed to head and back injuries last evening after the alleged punishment. Learning was paralyzed in the school after angry parents stormed the institution baying for the teacher's blood, but the suspected culprit managed to escape. Police have since launched investigations into the matter. In Matiriaine village, Mathira Nyeri County, an angry mob lynched a man for allegedly killing his son following a row over sweet potatoes. 56-year-old Kiriako Kiamba reportedly killed Mwaniki Kiriako and attempted to pass the murder for suicide by tying a rope on his son's neck. Angry residents have flushed him out of his hiding and beat him up before lynching him.
Mama alitoka mbio akafika kwa shule akapata kweli mtoto amemlaza hapo amekufa tayari, lakini walimu wenyewe wakawa wanasema kwamba mtoto hajakufa bado yuko hai.
So the matter is being investigated to establish who committed this crime. It's going to be treated as a crime.
3 weeks after the government launched an ambitious project to equip 94 hospitals in the counties with modern medical equipment, it remains unclear how many county governors have signed up for the program. Health Cabinet Secretary James Macharia says he hopes governors will be endorsing the project in a week's time, even as a senior health official from Kisumu County indicated they were still studying the Memorandum of Understanding with the government before assenting to the new program. The Health Ministry insists county bosses were involved in the identification of county medical needs, leading to the project that will cost the taxpayer 38 billion shillings to lease the new health equipment. They spoke during the closure of a 5-day conference for health stakeholders in the country, during which a joint communique aimed at improving health service delivery in the counties was signed.
That will only be put in about 11 hospitals. 11. However, some of the other equipment will be actually put in the entire 47 counties. You have seen the Council of Governors, chairman, Governor Isaac Ruto, himself say on television that they are not opposed to the project. They just required to be filled up in terms of certain information. However, so far, so many governors have signed, and others are continuing to sign. And so we believe that in the next few days, we shall have the entire complement of 47 governors, signing.
In principle, we are in agreement that this equipment is extremely useful for service delivery. However, there are a lot of legal requirements that we must satisfy as well, according to the laws and the Constitution. That's what we're doing.
And members of Parliament have described as premature celebrations by the governors over the High Court ruling declaring the CDF Act unconstitutional. The MPs have challenged the governors to first account for over 400 billion shillings disbursed to county governments before eyeing the CDF kitty.
We are continuing with CDF, okay? We hear that the governors are saying that that money, 33 billion, should be taken to the counties, and we are telling them to make use of the money they already have. Let them give us value for money in the money they already have.
Kama CDF tumechukua kipengee cha serikali kuu kuwajibika mashinani ili tuhakikishe kuwa rasilimali ya mwananchi imefika mashinani na mashinani mwananchi amejua kuwa serikali kuu inafanya kazi. Lakini kwa upande wa magavana, kwanza tukipenda wale magavana ile kazi yao, mpaka sasa hivi hatujajua faida ya ugatuzi, kwa sababu katika sehemu nyingi za kaunti zile zetu ambazo zipo, utakuta asilimia karibu 80 imetumika kwa kusafiri, kufanya mikutano yao, lakini sio kimaendeleo.
And so long as it is outside functions that have not been devolved to the county government, they have no business telling the central government what not to do, what to do or what not to do or how to do it. They should focus on the services they are supposed to deliver, and in terms of resources, there will be separate sharing between the central government and the CDF as a fund. So we really don't see why, if they are not fearing that they will be challenged by the performance of the CDF, why they should really be raising some of the issues they're raising.
In fact, CDF has actually been tested for the last 10 years. And up to now, I think CDF has actually disbursed around 130 billion. That is in 10 years. But the governors actually have received more than 400 billion and 20 billion in 2 years. But when you check the impact of the two amounts, you'll find that CDF is felt with 120 billion. It has been felt countrywide, but governors with their more than 400 billion, there is nothing to show. So I'm wondering why they are targeting a fund which has very good structure, accountability structure, which has actually an history. So I think they should come to their senses and control the amount, massive amount, which they have already.
If there are issues to do with mismanagement of CDF, the law is there. Anti-corruption is there. They will take the necessary action. The same courts, the same judiciary who are giving these rulings are the same people who we are giving money to go and construct courtrooms. Are they saying that therefore the courtroom and those kind of developments in the arena in judiciary should therefore be done by the executive? I think that is a contradiction of the law itself.
CDF is the best developmental initiative in this continent. In fact, many countries are coming to Kenya to benchmark, to learn about how CDF works. It is the best initiative. And as a country, we must always embrace the best initiative that has actually been discovered or conceptualized by leaders like the Honorable Engineer Karue.
The family of the missing alleged International Criminal Court witness Mesha Kibe is now claiming that a body that has been lying at the Voi Hospital mortuary is that of Yabe. It is the second body that relatives are laying claim to as that of Yabe. Early this year, DNA results revealed a body that the family claimed to have positively identified as his belonged to someone else. Yabe's wife, accompanied by his brother today, insisted they have confirmed that the body that has been lying at the Voi Moi Hospital since last December is that of their loved one. The brother has nonetheless said the family is awaiting results of samples collected today, and a special team from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations is in Voi to try and identify the body.
Niko sure ni yeye sababu nimeona vitu mingi alikuwa nazo, so I'm very much convinced ni yeye.
And that is the latest at this hour. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Lillian Mulikanene. Have a wonderful evening.